Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see the Renaissance. The Renaissance is one of the biggest cultural movement in history between 15th and 17th centuries. The Renaissance happened in literature, music, art, architecture, and all kinds of intelligence. Let's see how it began first. During Middle Ages, the church had taught that mankind was not worthless in the eyes of God. So the era is called the Dark Ages. All kinds of the culture and art were oppressed by the church. Artists were considered skilled crafts workers. For the resistance of Middle Ages, the Renaissance came into the world. The word Renaissance means rebirth, and it refers to the revival of interest in ancient Greek and Roman culture that is one of the key characteristics of the period. Renaissance humanists believed in the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. There are many of artistic techniques developed by the Renaissance masters. Perspective, which is creating an implied space, and chiaroscuro, which is modeling mass drawing based on lightness and darkness. And close observation of nature, and study of anatomy, and theories of beauty and proportion. So these established painting, sculpture, mathematics. Artists were no longer mere craft workers. The Renaissance arose in Italy. Why did the Renaissance begin in Italy? And why was the Renaissance in Italy the most powerful? Can you guess the reason? And there are three reasons. So the first reason is that Italy was the powerful city-states which was engaged in extensive trade and banking had developed. So their economic system was stable. Through history, most of culture were flourished when they had a stabilization of economy. And second reason is the church. The church in Italy was an important patron of the arts. It was centered in Italy as well. The last reason is the ancient Rome. Italians had long lived in the ruins of ancient Rome, and they viewed themselves as the direct descendants of the citizens of the earlier. So these three factors made that early and high Renaissance are developed in Italy. So now we will see the great masters of the Renaissance. There are three masters, and the first master we are going to see is Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was a painter, sculptor, poet, architect, engineer, scientist, musician, and all-round intellectual. Leonardo da Vinci is the artist who most embodies the term Renaissance man. Many people consider him to have been the greatest genius who ever lived. He was possessed of a brilliant and inquiring mind, that accepted no limits. He was very interested in human body like skeleton, muscles, organs, etc. He anatomized dead bodies to study skeletal system, muscle, and even organs and pregnancy. This is The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. He depicted the consternation that occurred among the 12 apostles when Jesus announced that one of them would betray him. Leonardo da Vinci used perspective technique to show an implied space on the two-dimensional surface. In this painting, he used the one-point linear perspective with vanishing point here on the center of the implied space. This is a good perspective technique for compacting many objects in a limited space. These are sketches to study one-point perspective by Leonardo da Vinci. And this is a drawing to show the one-point perspective with the human body proportion. And this is Mona Lisa, which is an oil painting on a wood panel by Leonardo da Vinci. Probably the world's most famous painting. The painting was one of the first portraits to depict the theater in front of an imaginary landscape, and Leonardo was one of the first painters to use aerial perspective. Behind her, a vast landscape recedes to icy mountains, and winding path and a distant bridge give only the slightest indications of human presence. And Leonardo has chosen to place the horizon line not at the neck, but on a level with the eyes, thus linking the figure with the landscape and emphasizing the mysterious nature of the painting. And the next master of the Renaissance is Michelangelo. Michelangelo is beyond legend. His name means Archangel Michael. And to his contemporaries and those who came after, his stature is scarcely less than that of a heavenly being. He began serious work as an artist at the age of 13 and did not stop until death, claiming him 76 years later. His equal may never be seen again, for only a particular time and place could have bred the genius of Michelangelo. Michelangelo was Leonardo's rival. He began his career in Florence, but also worked in Rome. Michelangelo had established his reputation as a sculptor by the age of 25. The David statue is not a simple restatement of Greek art. He studied human anatomy and had dissected corpses. He translated this knowledge into a figure that seems to be made of muscle and flesh and bone, though all in marble. Michelangelo embarked on the masterpiece that has become his best-known work, the ceiling frescoes of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican in Rome. He had been called to Rome by Pope Julius II, who wanted who wanted the artist uh, to design his tomb, a large monument with numerous sculptures and paintings. It has lots of holy stories. Um, there is a video with the details in this section. Please watch it. This is going to be really fun. The ceiling frescoes were an immediate success, and Michelangelo continued as a um, papal favorite. Pope Paul III encouraged the sculptor to work as an architect. In 1546, Paul named Michelangelo the official architect of the new St. Peter's, one of the four most important churches in Rome. By the time he began work on the project, Michelangelo was an old man, well into his 70s and physically tired, but his creative vigor was undiminished. Michelangelo did not live to see his church finished. The magnificent central dome was complete after his death by another architect. There is a video to show the beautiful church in this section. Please watch it to see the inside and outside of the church in detail. Raphael is the last master of the Renaissance. He was a slightly younger rival of Michelangelo. His work is admired for its clarity of form, ease of composition, and visual achievement of the Neoplatonic ideal of human grandeur. This is Raphael's the most famous painting, the School of Athens. And this painting is in the New St. Peter's Church, which was the Michelangelo's last work. The newly every great Greek philosopher is present in this work, including the two main subjects located at the fresco's central vanishing point, and Plato and his students, Aristotle. And some of the ancient philosophers resemble Raphael's contemporaries. In one of his earliest works, Raphael painted three of the Graces from classical mythology. So this painting is best known for the two winged angels at the very bottom of the composition. The Sistine Madonna's is an oil painting that was commissioned in 1512 by Pope Julius II for the Church of San Sisto. And upon its completion in 1512, this rendering of Pope Julius II was unlike any previous papal portrait. Usually popes were painted frontally or kneeling in profile. The Pope was not frontally and not in profile, and also exceptional was the facial expression, showing the subject lost in thought. This oil painting was produced in 1505 in Venice. Madonna del Prado exemplifies a religious theme. It depicts Mother Mary with Jesus Christ and John the Baptist. In the painting, Mary is guarding the two children. Compared to the previous two masters, Raphael's paintings are very soft and smooth, and it makes viewers feel comfortable to see. And scholars generally date the end of the High Renaissance in Italy to the death of the various artistic trends that emerged. Is known as mannerism. So the late Renaissance in Italy is called mannerism. The word mannerism comes from the Italian maniera, meaning style or stylishness, and it was originally used to suggest that these painters practiced an art of grace and sophistication. Later critics characterized mannerism as a decadent reaction um, against the order and balance of the High Renaissance. So today, most scholars agree that mannerism actually grew out of possibilities suggested by the work of High Renaissance artists, especially Michelangelo, whose influence on the next generation was enormous. So look at the left images. So these are Michelangelo's ceiling painting from the Sistine Chapel in Vatican. Compared to other two masters, um, Leonardo and Raphael, Michelangelo's painting style is more exaggerated. And now look at the right painting, the mannerism painting. So this is the mannerism painting from the late Renaissance. It's pretty much persuasive that mannerism grew out of Michelangelo's style, right? So compared to the art that came before it, works in the late phase of the Renaissance are often depicted in mannerism, which tends to feature compositions that are more chaotic, emphasize movement, and poses greater emotional intensity. The successes of the High Renaissance could not be revived. Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo were thought to have achieved perfection in the arts. Artists were faced with the predicament of where to go from there. In reaction, instead of harmony, many artworks stressed um, dissonance, um, distortion, and disproportion were intentionally used to emphasize certain anatomical features and themes. Rather than mathematically precise depictions, artists created ambiguous spaces with multiple focal points. And the Renaissance became widespread in North Europe. And there is a video about the Renaissance in the North Europe in this section. Please watch it to see diverse and beautiful Renaissance work of art. I hope you enjoy to see the Renaissance masters' beautiful works through this chapter. Bye.